Good morning, students. So today we'll discuss one more important chapter called input-output operators. So last class we discussed the structure of C++ and data type. So this class we are going to discuss the how to provide values to the variables. So we know the structure of C++ and we have different data types, simple or fundamental data types and derived data types. In simple data types we discussed integer, character, float, something like this. So there, how do you provide the value for the variables? If there is a variable of integer type, how to assign the values for variables, that is with the input and output operators. So that is we'll discuss about this input operator and output operator. I was already told that after understanding the structure of C++ programming and its data types, so it becomes necessary to understand more about input and output of the programs, how to provide input and output, how to get from the memory, how do you provide the values to the variables from the keyboard, and from the memory, that's from the variable, how it is displayed on the screen. So that is done through this input output operations. So that is we'll discuss. So they are done normally using library functions called cin. This is a very important. Okay. So we have a cin and also cout. This is for input operation. This is for output operations. So they are the member function of the class IOStream. So that's like a library function. If you want to use this cin cout means in a header section, so we have to include iostream.h. So using the standard input output library, that is what iostream.h. IO means input output stream. So we are able to interact with the user by printing messages on the screen and getting the user's input from the keyboard. That is, if you want to provide something from the keyboard and you want to see it on the screen, then we have to use this iostream.h through the cin and cout. So that's the purpose. So C++ makes the use of convenient abstraction called streams, that is like header files, to perform input-output operation. That's a stream means something, bits which will be flowing towards computer memory, from the computer memory to the output. That's why the word stream. So operations in a sequential media such as a monitor or the keyboard. A stream is an object, it's like a class where program can either insert, that is to the program variables to the memory, or extract characters from or to it. So we do not really need to care about many specification about the physical media associated with the stream. So we can only need to know about the accept or provide characters sequentially. This standard C++ library includes header file iostream. So where standard input output operations objects are declared. Normally what happens this when we talk about means we have something, data will flow into the memory computer, like you can see here. So this data is moved now to the variable. So this is a movement of data from sequential devices we call. So this operation you need not to worry about which type of keyboard you are using. That's what abstract means. You're providing only essential feature, hiding unwanted details. No unwanted details. We do not worry about what type of physical device you are using, what type of how data is going inside, through which how it works. We are not worried about. So, but what happens? This stream will take care of those things. So you declare and use cin function, automatically you are worried from all those things. How data will flow to the computer hardware, that's a memory. How data will come from memory to the output device, like this example of cin. Similarly, we have a cout means from this we'll get data to the monitor. So this movement of data is just controlled by stream. So just you include this file stream and it does take care of all the things. So what you have to do is just use them in your program in iostream. Just include this stream, file stream in your, like iostream, it's an object of the class stream, file stream. So just use them. That is like they're describing the streams. That is a class, like it's a class means it's like a header file library function. Just you include this iostream and you're relieved from the physical devices, how like sequential devices, memory, or maybe keyboard, or maybe through the monitors, how data will be flowing, how data will be received on the screen, and how it is moved to the, like inserting or extracting from the memory is done automatically by just we have to use this iostream, that is input output stream, along with the function cin. If we directly use cin function, we cannot run because it has to have a code. Just only it's abstract. So it has a function, it's a sequence of instruction, how to connect, how to attach this keyboard to the program that is currently being executed. To do this, it is already pre-coded. It is available in the form of stream. That is what we call as a header file. So therefore, we have to include. So when you include, you are relieved from such thing. So this is now let us learn about input operator. So this is an input function C. This is called input operator. This let us understand what it is. This is a greater than together. It's called input operator. Okay. So let us learn. So it is called stream extraction. You are getting from the keyboard. You are extracting from the keyboard, and it is passed to the variable. The standard device usually the keyboard. You can see there. So input in C++ done by using stream extraction. So you are getting from that's extracting data from the keyboard, and it is passed on to the variable and the cin along with the cin stream. So this operator is called double greater than is a stream extractor. This is a cin stream function. The operator must followed by the variable that will accept the or that will store the data that is going to be extracted from the stream. So this is how it works. So from the keyboard, whatever you type through the cin function stream, and then along with the stream extractor, the data will be flowed. So that is every time you provide some data to the variable means cin the symbol followed by any variable name. For example, you can see here we have variable age of integer type. So you look at the stream function name followed by stream extractor. You can see here stream extractor, then variable name. So this is how we are going to using. So whenever we have to perform the input operation means this is how we have to use it. So we are providing values to the variables means this is the method we are using cin followed by stream extractor. Then you assign that is use the variable. You can see it declares the variable of type integer, that is age of type integer. And the second line, you can see waits for an input from the keyboard in order to store in this integer variable. So cin stands for console input. C, console input. It can only process the input from the keyboard once the return key has been pressed. So therefore, even if you request a single character, the extraction from the cin will not process the input until you press the return after the character has been input. So when you type the value, so there is a return or enter button you have to press. So once you press enter button or return button, automatically data will be transferred from the keyboard to the variable. So just you type on the keyboard, it is not accepted until you press enter button or return button. So that will confirms the data has been accepted, and then it is transferred to the variable by cin, that is along with the stream extractor operator. So we must always consider the type of the variable that we are using as a container with cin extraction. So what type of variable you are sending. If you request for integer, we will get an integer. If you request for a character, we will get a character. And if you request for a string of characters, we'll get a string of characters. That is what we are providing. So cin, it depends on what type of value variables you are sending value for. So if it's integer means you have to send integer value. If it's a character means it's a character value. That's a simple one. So this is a simple program. How to write a simple program. This is to find the sum of two integer variables. This same thing has to be run in a C++ platforms that will be discussing when you do practical session. This is our example. So I told first is the comment section. This is a comment section. We are writing this to find the sum of two numbers. This is optional. If you want, you can write. Otherwise, you can exclude also. The second part you can see here. So iostream.h. So here what is iostream.h? In order to use this cin, cout, all this is a header file. So then also we are using header file, another file. So whatever the files you are using must be declared here. That's called declaration section. It's a header section. First we have a what we call comment section, then header section. There we are declaring all header files, include all. So then our program, there is no global declaration here, no constant declaration, just we are using the main program. So main program means void main with a pair of flower brackets. This is, I think you commonly know. So this is how we write. Okay. So next is when it comes to the second part, a declaration section. Next we have a statements, program statements, instruction section. So there you can have only one a declaration. That is, we declare three variables, a multiple. So we have many variables. We have a, b, and sum. So these are three integer variables where a can accept store only integer type of variable, b is also can store only integer type of variable, sum can also find integer type of variables. So now this is a cout. I have not explained this one. As it is called stream insertion operator, along with okay. This is cout. This is exactly similar to scene. So this is a stream insertion. You can see the arrow sign greater than. It's like less than. So this is scene is greater than. That is what stream extractor. This is insertion. It is displaying on the screen. So cout along with the cout console output. So whatever we include like double quotes here. So this is called as a string constant. This will be appearing on the screen after you execute. So next statement is for two variables a and b, I have to provide the values. So how do you provide the value for variables means you can see here. So this is how I'm going to, if there are two variables, okay, just imagine like something. So just imagine we have two variables a and b. This we can't write here. Okay, no problem. What is this? So we have two variables. For that, if suppose I want to provide a equals 10, b equals 20. How do you provide means? So if it is on the keyboard means you type 10 plus 20 something. Exactly here. So to do this 10 and 20, we have to use this cin. So on the keyboard, when you type 10, that goes to a. When you type 20, it goes to b. Then what we do, we find sum of a plus b. You can see this is a expression. So we have a and we have b operands plus is the operator. So when you add these two, 30 that becomes, that is copied to sum. So this is again cout. This will be inserting. So you can see a two part is there. The sum is double quotes, and this is the variable sum, and this is the end line. It is used to provide move to the next line. So this is a getch means it will be waiting for the next character input. So it will be on the screen itself until you press. Suppose if you enter 10 and minus 10 means the sum is minus 5. The simple example. This you can give any numbers 10 and 20. I told it will get the 30. So you can execute any number of times, and I'll show you this program. I do it in the programs. I'll show you how this program works, because we have to understand. Let us understand this input-output operation. I'll show this program, how this program can be executed. Okay. So next is we have output operator. So what is this output operator means? Exactly opposite of input operator. So you can see here from the variable, this arrow is the opposite actually. This has to come this direction. So data movement will be from the variable towards the monitor. This is exactly, this arrow is the opposite. Correct this one. This is the old textbook. The correction, this looks like, so this is how it looks like. Okay, from the memory, data will come. So variable, it moved through the cout, it is inserted. That's why the symbol like this, flow of data. It's towards the output device. The standard output device is normally a screen we are using, and outputting is done by using the object followed by the stream insertion. That is the extraction. This is the insertion. From this you are inserting, which written as less than symbol. Okay, and cout stand for console output, cout. Now you can see cout. This whatever you type between the double quotes string cout. So this string will be inserted on the screen. If you simple way, this is appears on the screen. That's print. Let us learn C++. The operator inserts the data, follows into the stream preceding in it. So whatever we have data that will be preceded by this operator means that will be inserted on the screen. In the example, inserts the constant string. So that inserts the constant string. Let us learn C++. Why it is called means the sequence of characters which are enclosed by double quotes is called as a constant, string constant. So notice that the sentence in this instruction is enclosed between double quotes because it's a constant string of characters. Already I have explained this one. So whenever we want to use a constant strings of character, we must enclose them in a double quote so that it can clearly distinguish from the variable names. Whenever we have variables, we write them without double quotes. If it is strings or constant means always we use double quotes. So that is something about the C out operation. So you can see here, in order to perform a line break. So otherwise what happens, everything comes in the same line. So if you write this compilation, both will appear in the same line. But I want this as to be in the next line. So in order to perform this, that is we line break, output must explicitly at new line. So character into C out. So therefore new line character can be specified like using /n in the new line character as in escape sequence character and helps in formatting the output statement. This also we have discussed escape sequence. There you can use /n, or else we can also use the what we call end line. So end line could also be used instead of /n. This also works exactly similar. You can use this /n, or normally we prefer to use end line. So what happens in now this C++ make use of object-oriented programming. So /n means it goes to next line like this. So whatever you type, this one comes in the next line. If you don't use the /n or end line, the same will be continued. This also appears in the same line only. So you can see here also /n. So therefore writing algorithm is a great one. So it comes in the next line. Otherwise, if you don't write this one, it comes in the same line. That's a use of line break. That is, we use a /n, or also we can use end line button. So next we have a cascading of IO operator. That is, you can use, like we have variables. You can, let me take this example. So we have this cin twice. So this can be written in a single statement like this using twice. That is what called as a cascading of IO operator. Let us we learn that one. So C++ support the use of stream extraction or stream insertion, both these operators. So use many times in a single cin or single cout statement. So in a single cin, you can use many times. Cin means we have extraction. So you can use many times in a along with a single cin statement. Similarly, along with this single cout statement, you can use many times insertion operator. So if a program requires more than one input variable, then it is possible to input these variables in a single statement using multiple stream extraction operator. That's a greater than. You can use many times along with a single cin. Similarly, when you want to output more than one result, that's you have to put more variables, then what happens, this also can be done using a single cout along with the multiple stream insertion operators. So this is called as a cascading of input IO operators. That's an input output operators. You can see here. So enter a value for x. So you are inputting C in x. Again output, enter the value for y. So now we are input twice. So we have to provide the extraction operators twice. So now what happens, let me use along with a single cin, I can use a multiple operator, extraction operator. Now we can see that one. Instead of using cin statements twice, you can see I have used cin twice. We can use a single cin statement and input the values for two variables, that is x and y, using multiple stream extraction operators. So you can see here multiple extractions. Now we can see, so enter the value for x and y. That is the output, this one. Now we can see 1, 2. We have used it twice. So that is along with the single cin, you can use a multiple stream extraction operator. This is called as a cascading with the input operator. Similarly for the output operator. You can see here, similarly we can even output a multiple result in a single C output statement. In a single C output statement, you can see here. C out, this is string constant. One way you can take let us take so this part. So one string constant. Okay. So next we have next you can see a variable. So again string constant. So it looks like complicated. This also variable and this symbol. And you have seen we have used many multiple insertion operator. So string the sum of x, if it is 10 variable, so sum of 10 and 20. If it is the string constant, this equal symbol is again constant, so it is 10, 20. So that's how multiple insertion operator in a single cout statement. This is called as a what we call cascading with output operator. So there are some point to be remember. The multiple use of input output operators like in a single statement is called cascading of IO operators. Already we defined. The input operator is also known as a stream extraction. Already we know this greater than is a stream extraction. So means get from, that is where extract from the keyboard device, that's the input device. Then output operator is also known as stream insertion. So this is less symbol direction towards the screen. Means put to, that is you are inserting onto the screen. Send the value to the standard output device. You are inserting on the output device like monitor. C in, C out are the keyword that is they have keyword means they have predefined meaning, so they have to use for corresponding operation for which they have been defined. So pre-word objects that correspond to standard input and output stream. That's already we discussed this one. So manipulators are there. So these are the new things. Manipulators are operators used along with the insertion operator. That's output. So manipulate or modify the output. Some of them are endline and also set width. So endline is the same as escape sequence, already I have told. So we preferably we use endline in most of the programs instead of /n. It causes a line feed to be inserted into the stream, that it goes to the next line. So set W, set width, causes the number that follows in the stream to be printed within anchor character wide. So certain characters you want to display not together, we have to give some space means set width we use. And the value right justified within the field. So not use this IO stream and endline, I have to include this IO manip.h. This is a standard error file that holds the object endline set width. And then we have a program. So it is a program to convert temperature in Celsius. And remaining we have a programs. We'll do the programs. I'll take one program like sum of two numbers and then we'll take all this program one by one. I think you have understood this one. So just we have our input output operation topics we have discussed. I think you have understood. Let me explain with the same thing with the program. I'll do the programs and you'll see that how this program works. Welcome to the C++ programming. So this is what we are talking about, the structure of C++. This is called editor. So if you want to do programming means this blue screen, what you can see here, we have to type everything. So whatever we do in programming must be typed here only. This is the area where we talk about structure of C++. What is first one? I said is a declaration section. So that is we use a hash define include. This is so include. So just now we discussed. So we now include first is IO stream dot h. So this is how we have to include, and also one more we have to use is like endline set width you are using means. So we have to include you can see here IO manip dot h. That is endline, in order to use endline and set width function. So after this, so there is I'm not using any global declaration, just I'm using the void main, simple program. So just void main main. So all the keywords normally appears in white color. Okay. So then this is a pair of flower brackets. So let me introduce now the welcome to the C programming first. So we use a C out, which is called extraction operator. We use like this. So double quotes. You may use a capital welcome to something just to understand. So welcome to C++ programming example. So this is double quotes ends, put semicolon. So every statement must be terminated. So there is no other nothing. We are doing simple program where we'll get output. So now what we have to do, we have to execute. So in order to execute, we have to press F9. So there is showing one error. So what is that error? We have to see here. IO stream, spelling we have to write IO stream dot h. So it shows error that is called compilation. During the compilation, it detects certain type of errors. Now there is no error. So you can see here, 0. There is no program is successful, is up to date. This keyword F9 button we have to press, that is the compilation. Or here also you can select compile. Okay. After this, we have to execute. So control F9 or run. You have a run here, or you can use control button, F9 button. So now it is executed. There is no input providing. So therefore, we got output. So to see the output, we have to press Alt F5. You can see this is welcome to C++ programming. Okay, so this is what we did. This is a simple program. So you want to, there are so many things appearing. So you can include one more header file like this. I'll show you. So this is include. Then we use a conio, COI, conio.h. That is to use like clear screen, CLR, SCR. You can see there are so many things were there in the previous. If you want to see, you can see there, Alt F5. See, these are all things is there. So I want a clear screen with my program statements only. Then I can use a clear screen, and also you can use getch, means it will be waiting for some output to be done. So you have to input something. So this stops here only until you press any button. You can see now there is no error. Control F9, see, welcome to C++ programming. So this is the compulsory, this is the basics for every programs you do. So whenever we type simple programs, this is how we have to do follow. So now let us learn the simple program of finding sum of two numbers. So same thing, let it be clear screen. So this one we'll delete. Okay. Let us start with what is our sum of two, how do you find sum of two numbers? Let us we start with cout console output C. Okay. So what you are providing, so normally what happens, we have to use a declaration variable. So integer, already we know about A, B, program I explained, and also we use sum, S. So I declare three integer variables where they'll accept three integer variables. Clear screen, so we enter. So this is a string constant asking. So enter three numbers, enter two numbers. I want to find sum of two numbers, means this is the first message appearing on the screen, to two numbers. So this is string ends. So now it is a multiple extraction insertion operator. So along with the cout, I am using multiple. So I am using this end line. So this is to make the cursor to move to the next line. Like slash n, you can use a slash n also. Preferably learn this in end line. So now we are providing C in. So it is for X cascading operator along with, so I'm using, not sorry, X here, we are using A, B. So it takes the value for A and B, whatever you type from the keyboard first, it goes to the A, second, it goes to the B. Now I want to find sum, S is equal to A plus B. This is the expression, operator supported plus arithmetic operator, and that will be copied assignment operator. And then what we have to do, we have to display. So we have to output. So cout, what you are displaying. So first is a string constant, like we use a capital. So sum is, we have sum is, or you can write sum of. So this is multiple. This is a string constant, sum of, first one is A. Not capital is case sensitive, you have to use a lowercase. Variable, I have not used the quotes, single quotes or double quotes. For constants only we use single quotes or double quotes. Next is, I am using constant, so A and B. So we are using this again string constant, so then B, we are using B. A and B, B is a variable. So B, that is sum of A and B is equal to, you can use it like this, space you can give if you want. So then you can use like this, sum of A and B is, that's again constant. So we have variable yes. You can use a semicolon here, end line. Getch, let it be getch as it is. Okay. So now compile. Is there any error? No error. So we don't have any errors. Then what we do, we execute F9 for the compilation, control F9 for execution. So enter two numbers, you can see there. So I enter 10, another number is 20. So we'll get now sum of 10 and 20 is 30. You can see sum of 10 and 20 is 30. So this is the how programs we write. Like this we'll start and we learn more programs like this. Okay. So we'll continue in the next class. Like this only you can write many programs one by one. There we have a next one is converting temperature to Fahrenheit. Then we have many programs. We'll do one by one. Okay.